What's up, you guys? So this Christmas I decided to do blue and red. I honestly didn't know how it would turn out, but I decided I was going to try. I started initially started by wrapping the tree with a Christmas light, but the problem that I'm having is that this is not done properly, the the Christmas lights. So I was told that I need to wrap the Christmas lights onto the individual some clear. I'm using clear using these clear lights. Put you guys up a little bit more. Alright, so I'm gonna use these clear lights to see if I can use this to brighten the tree. I tried using the blue ones, but the problem is that the blue ones are not. They're just very dark. So I think the best thing to do is to use these clear ones, and this is a pack with 100 lights. Yeah. So I'm gonna try the whole wrapping. So this is the skirting that I got for the tree this year, you guys, because I'm going with blue and red. So let me see. Making sure. This is 54 inches round. This is it. I love it, love it. And I have blue, red, and green for the tree and the ornaments to match for the gifts. And these are the accent curtains that I'm going to use along with red. So I'm going to do red here. This is not red now, this is burnt orange, but I'm going to change this out to red, and then I'm going to do some accent blue in the middle, and then I'm going to do another set of red. So I don't know, let's see how that turns out, you guys. This is a lot harder than I thought it would be. I put the tree up, I did put some lights on it, and after putting the lights on it, I put flowers, everything, decor, ornaments, but then I noticed the lights were so dull because it's just blue. So I wanted to brighten it up a little bit more, so I went to with some clear crystal lights. So hopefully when those go on, it's gonna give the tree a little bit more life, because I think the problem is that if you are doing blue and red at Christmas for your tree, if you don't have bright lights, don't use the warm lights with blue and red, it makes the tree look very, very dull. So that's the reason why I had to take down the blue lights, because I realized that for the first time, the tree looked really, really dull with the blue lights. So I definitely need to have more brighter crystal clear lights that have a little backdrop for the blue and the red in it, so it's going to give them more sparkly, more light coming through the tree when you use the bright clear white crystal lights. So I do have warm tone, like the warm, we call it warm, but like more like yellow undertone lights. I have red lights, I have blue lights, I have green lights. So usually, because I'm doing if I was doing blue and gold, I would have put the blue lights inside the tree, but the gold would have brought up the sparkly from the blue lights. If I was just doing red, it would have been maybe red and gold or red and silver. So then that silver would have brought out the sparkly, and then it would have had the red lights undertone, because I do have red lights, that would have brought out the sparkly in the silver or the gold. But the problem is that with the just the red and blue, to have blue lights under it, it was awful. So I literally had to take down every single ornament, all the flowers, everything, because I really wanted to be a, I mean, it's only a 6 foot tree. It's not that tall. I think eventually I'm going to get a bigger tree, but not this year. Cannot afford to get a new tree this year. So hopefully, God's willing, next year I can get a taller tree, because everybody is growing up now. The smallest one is going to be 7, so he's almost getting as tall as a tree. So next year, hopefully, with God and everything else in place, and some blessings, we will have a taller tree, maybe like a 8 foot tree, and more ornaments and more lights and everything. So I'm looking forward to that. But for this year, I'm gonna still stick some greenery into this one, and just try to make it lively as possible, and make it as bright as possible. So the most I could do this time around is buy a few more lights, because the light was like $8.25, and the skirting was like $15. So basically it wasn't really that much. I spent between that and the gifts and everything, I think I spent maybe around, I'll say $60. And they are selling some 6 foot tree like this for $79 and $80, but it wouldn't make sense to buy a new tree and a 6 foot tree. It doesn't make sense. So I think I would probably want more like a 8 or a 10 foot tree, but no, I can't do that right now. We need that money for other things. So we'll stick with this 6 foot tree, but then I'm gonna add I do have some green. I do have a few green stuff. Where did I put those? Hold on a second, you guys. Right, so I do have some green. Let me show you. Just for show and tell sake. Okay. Oh. So this is some green that I want to stick into it, just to fluff it out. So you see here, as you can see, this big empty space right here. So I want to add some additional green into that area, just to make it a little bit more lively, just to fill into that space. I want it to fit nicely, like a little pine cone. See that? So that's how I want to fit in some green into it, and just to pull it out a little bit more, so that it seems like, because what happens is that when you have these the pine cone, these are not the parts that's falling off, is these parts, these little green parts. Those are the parts that's actually falling off the tree. As your tree gets older, then you find that those parts are going to just fall to the ground. To be honest, I had to be like sweeping and vacuuming some of those parts. So those are the parts that makes the tree dull when it's falling off and everything. And that's what makes you realize that you do need a new tree, because they're going to fall until nothing is left except the piece of stick that is there. So the more they fall off is the more your tree looks like a dead tree. And the fact is that this is an artificial tree. So once these things are falling off, that this artificial tree it's done its time. So I've had this tree now for like 7 years, and I do think it will make it into 7.5. So this hopefully, God's willing, that I won't have to use this tree again, but I'm gonna definitely use it now because I am not able to get a new one. So we're gonna fill this in as best as possible, and I'm gonna hitch it up close to this little window here, just until like, create some space. We're trying to create some space so that we have somewhere that we can put the tree, in a more open space, and somewhere where um it's just more open. I kind of like when it's open, but the thing is that where I would put it, it's not. I had it put, we have like computer and stuff over there and stuff like that, so I want to change around everything, but not now. I was hoping to be able to do that this Christmas, but that's not happening, so I'm going to have to work with just, how it is, so you have to work with it right now as is. So I'm gonna work with the same area. I think this is where I had it last year perhaps, but I know that I've switched around a few times. But I'm gonna have this tree here, and I'm going to fluff it up with the green stuff, a little bit more pine cones and stuff like that, to make it look a little bit more lively. And then I'm going to no I'm gonna wrap the lights around it. I just wanted to demonstrate what I'm doing with the pine cones to fluff the tree up a little bit more. So I'm gonna wrap the lights around it. Hopefully I'm gonna probably finish soon, but I'm gonna probably have to solicit some help from my son, to see if he can actually wrap the lights around it for me, and then I could probably start doing decor, because the decoration does take a little. I mean, I like to do it, and I know some people, they love to do it. I like to do it. I won't say I love to do it, but I like to do it, because my youngest, he does love Christmas as much as I do. So I like to do it, but sometimes, because I'm short too as well. Can you imagine? I'm short, and this is a 6 foot tree, and I want an 8 or 10 foot tree. Can you imagine that? But then I probably will just use my step ladder for that. But it takes a little bit of maneuvering to wrap the lights on the individual pine cones, because I was told that that's how you should do it, and it looks a lot better that way. I've not done it that way. I've literally always just wrap the lights into, like more like a circular motion. So now I'm going to do it out, in, out, in on the pine cones, because I have 300 lights on one for the crystal clear one, and I have about 300 for the blue, which is the royal blue. So I have 600 lights, about 600 lights in all, and I think that will give it a very bright, vibrant, Christmassy look. And then I'm gonna add the ornaments, because I do have this light blue, so I'm gonna still, I didn't do a lot of that. I have like about 3 pieces or so of that light blue, maybe 2 or 3 pieces. So I'm gonna do that light blue, but then it's gonna be more of the, as you can see, more of the royal blue going on, and then the bright reds. Oh, got the thing coming in. So I was going to do some bluebirds too, but I didn't bother with the bluebirds. I didn't want to do it because I'm gonna do red birds up here, so I didn't want to do like blue and red birds. I probably do have some bluebirds with a little bit of white streaks in it. Those are pretty cool. I like that. Those probably in that bag. So those are my older ornaments, and I'm gonna put some of that in it, because I think using some of the older ones too can help make the tree a little bit more lively. And those bluebirds, I think it's a little bit more toned down, so it has a little bit of light blue in it and a little bit of the dark blue and white. So when I saw those bright royal bluebirds, they had the gold thing on it, I was like, I don't know, so I didn't bother to get those. I'm just going to use the ones that I have. All right, so hopefully I can get somewhere with the tree, and you guys can see it, and you can always tell me in the comment section what you think about it, how you feel. Last year it was red. I'm gonna put a little bit the little video at the top to show you last year's just pure red. This year I'm doing was red and I think maybe some gold. This year is a blue and red, and maybe touches of whatever. If silver is in it, fine. If gold is in it, fine. But it's mostly the standout colors this year is blue and red, and I'm so happy that I found. Like I was wondering if I'm gonna have to use white, either white skirting or the red and white skirting or the black skirting or just you know. But I'm so happy that I found this blue skirting, and I know I have blue skirting. I may just do more blue. I think I've done blue only once, one time. So I think now that I have a blue skirting, I can do blue. Maybe blue and something else. Blue and silver, pink and blue. I do have a lot of pink ornaments too, pink and blue, you know, whatever. So yeah, that's it.